Good day everyone, I am back with another tire review. Today we're going to take a look at the Metzeler Sportec M9 RR tires. This is their current street legal offering in the hypersport category, and they come in a variety of street sizes, which I will flash up on the screen. I've got the 120/70 and 190/55 in front of me, and they're going to go on my MT10, which currently has the Metzeler TD Slicks mounted. But I'm looking to do some road trips and canyon carving in addition to track days this summer. So I picked these up from Moto Garage, my go-to Colorado-based motorcycle race shop. They sell these as a set for a liter bike for about $3.95. And if you want to save some money, use my promo code CLIBBINS for a discount at checkout. I'll segment this video into an overview, a track test, and a street test, and I'll give my closing remarks at the end. Okay, gonna just hit the wave tops about these tires real quick. They are dual compound on both front and rear. The front soft shoulders go all the way down to the tire carcass, while the rear soft shoulders are laid on top of a harder base that spans the entire width of the tire. Metzeler does this to maintain thermal stability under acceleration loads, and we will test that at the track. The tire grooves are derived from Metzeler's Dots, which are a race tire commonly used at places like Isle of Man TT, and they promote fast warm-up, stability, and water displacement. An interesting pattern here is the grooving disappears beyond about 30 degrees of lean, which is where Metzeler thinks most riders won't exceed in the wet. So I expect these will still be competent on a dry track, leaned all the way over with this area of uninterrupted surface. And of course, these tires boast a 100% silica compound, which is good for quick warm-up, wet handling characteristics, and heat cycling management. All right, we are at High Plains Raceway. I am testing these M9 RRs. Just came in from a hot lap. These are wearing exceptionally well for a street legal hypersport kind of tire. Typically run the TD Slicks out here, but these are, look at this wear. No tearing. I'm running a respectable pace. It's not as quick as on the TD Slicks. About a second and change off of my TD Slick time. But the life expectancy that I'm gonna expect out of this is gonna be really good. Just looking at the wear. We're on our third session, about to go out into our fourth session. Yeah, these look really good. I believe cold pressures I ran 30 front, 27 rear, and on hot lap I came out to I think it was about 30 to 31-ish on the front, and then the rear came out to 32. So 5 psi jump in the rear, and I think the wear looks pretty good on it. And then on the front, it's kind of interesting. It only went up 2 psi, and it felt a little bit like I could drop the pressure just a tiny bit. So I just dropped it 1 to 2 psi. We'll see how it goes. But overall, these are great. I'm excited to ride these some more on the track, and then I could take these into the canyon. I could do some road trips. That hard sensor compound is going to last longer, and they are DOT approved. So run into a little rain, some moisture, some temperature fluctuations, it's not going to be an issue. All right, riding impressions. This footage is after about a lap to a lap and a half of warm-up, and I find the tires are ready to party by then. Certainly by the time I finished 2 laps. I found that the feel was similar to the TD Slicks. They're not as soft a carcass as a Pirelli Supercorsa, but also not stiff like a Dunlop Q tire. Somewhere in between. There is less grip compared to the TD Slicks, being that they are a DOT street tire with a harder compound, but I found it to be a very fair trade-off given how well they were wearing and how they perform at such a wide operating temperature range. They didn't melt or get greasy on me at the track, and they offered great grip at slower paces that you'd find yourself riding in the canyons. I think I mentioned earlier, overall, they're only about a second and change off my Metzeler TD Slick pace. With that said, I was looking for more feel from the front in the first couple sessions of the day, which I was able to find when I ultimately dropped the front hop pressures to 30 psi. But overall, they were confidence-inspiring at a slow advanced group pace, and I was just pleased to see the dual compound holding up so well with no tread separation or odd tearing. These tires are a peach on the street. You don't feel bad riding long distances because the Center is a longer lasting compound and they just feel like a really safe tire, which in my opinion promotes confidence. By the time I get to winding roads, I like to flex the tire and do some moderate acceleration and braking with the front, which is the proper way to load and warm up motorcycle tires, not swing left and right like a F1 car, as cool as it looks. The M9 RRs get heat in them quickly, and they provide all the grip you need running a safe but spirited pace in the canyons. I won't speak too much on longevity since there are so many factors like power output, riding style, rider weight, cargo and passenger weight, road surface, and so on. You might get a good idea if you Google what kind of mileage someone on a similar bike as yours is getting on these tires, but I'm more trying to speak to their performance in a variety of riding scenarios. And from the wear I'm seeing after 2 track days, I do think it's safe to say they'd substantially outlast a single compound track-oriented tire. Alright, so here's some wet weather testing. Wet weather testing was my favorite part about this review. It sucks to get caught out in the rain when you're riding, but it's actually pretty fun to go storm chasing on purpose. As you can see here, the rain is coming down and I'm aiming for wet areas of the road, standing water if I can find it. Riding in the rain, you generally want to be gentle with all of your inputs, easy on the brakes, easy on the gas, easy on the steering, minimal lean angle. I was able to experiment with more demanding inputs in the wet, inputs that a conservative rider in the rain typically wouldn't make unless they found themselves in a hairy situation. So the siping was doing a phenomenal job. I could only get the rear to be upset in a lean and adding throttle and some standing water, but I mean that's typically something that you'd only do as a mistake. Beyond that, I couldn't get ABS or traction control to intervene. So whether you're chasing the rain or get caught in it, these tires are more than capable of bringing you home. And it's that tread pattern that you saw earlier in the general overview, as well as the 100% silica compound that's just offering up this phenomenal wet weather performance. So I thought it'd be funny to include an off-road section in this test as a joke, and I still will, but I'll pair this footage with my actual closing remarks. I think the Metzeler M9 RRs are a phenomenal hypersport do-it-all tire. These are the tires to spoon onto your double-duty track and street bike, and these are the tires that will get you through all kinds of weather while still holding up to commuting miles. I've had a chance to thoroughly test their performance in this video, and I highly recommend them. Now, for the off-road test, they ride like any other non-knobby tire off the pavement. All of Metzeler's compound and profile R&D goes right out of the window. It's Slip City, their side hilling capabilities are so-so, and I wouldn't recommend doing this unless you like supermoto. Thanks for watching.